We move to baseball now. And word from the Dodgers that the team is slowing down Shohei Otani's possible return to the mound, which the team had targeted for May. Dodgers manager Dave Roberts said, and I'm quoting here, "We just felt that to intensify the bullpen sessions alongside of the intensity of the games wasn't smart. So we just wanted to slow play it," unquote. Pablo, what does it say to you that the Dodgers are dialing back Shohei's pitching recovery?
It says that the Dodgers know they have a luxury product and they're a luxury team that doesn't need that product to do twice the work that it's capable of doing because they won a World Series with him being half of himself. Shohei Otani, Tony, we watched it last season, 50-50 season, first of its kind, all of that, a third unanimous MVP in a business, sports, by the way, broadly. We've never seen an athlete win more than one of those in football, basketball, hockey, baseball. It's just him. And so you don't need him to be the most special player of all time, the best pitcher and hitter combined into one man. You just need him to be there, healthy, in some regard. And that's what they're trying to maximize. I totally understand what they're doing.
Yeah, he was the MVP. They won a World Series. He was the MVP. That is a big win. You don't have to do more than that. The Yankees MVP, they don't ask Aaron Judge to pitch. They don't do that. But Pablo, I take away from this that there's no optimism in what we just heard towards Shohei pitching again. Optimism would be he's on schedule or he's ahead of schedule. This is, we're changing the schedule. We're delaying the schedule. To me, it sounds like it could be down the road the first step towards telling people Shohei Otani's not going to pitch anymore in the majors. That's fine. He's good enough. He's the MVP without it. But how great would he be if he could get back to pitching the way he did a few years ago? Yeah. Let's take a break. They may not need Otani to pitch. If Kershaw is healthy, they've got Blake Snell. If Glasnow is healthy, if Sasaki and Yamamoto can start 30 games each, they don't need him. They don't need him.
What's up, Dodgers Nation? Victor here, bringing you the hottest news about our beloved team on latest Los Angeles Dodgers news. If you love the Dodgers and want to stay updated, make sure to smash that like button and subscribe to the channel. Today, we have a bombshell about Shohei Otani. Our superstar's pitching rehab has hit a setback, and the details about his return are stirring up a lot of discussion. But the big question is, was this already part of the Dodgers' plan? And more. Barry Bonds has made some controversial statements about Otani, and we have a serious concern about Will Smith. So stick around until the end because this video is unmissable. Otani, rehab delay, and the Dodgers plan. Let's get straight to it. Shohei Otani hasn't pitched since February 25th. He is kept active by playing catch, but it's expected that he won't face hitters until after the Dodgers return from Japan. So, if you were hoping to see Otani share the mound with Yoshinobu Yamamoto in the land of the rising sun, forget it. Now, the big question, is this a reason to panic? In my opinion, no. And here's why. From the start, the Dodgers knew that Otani's priority was hitting. The front office already foresaw that his impact at the plate was more valuable than rushing his return to the mound. That's why they strengthened the starting rotation, ensuring enough depth so that Otani wouldn't need to pitch unless absolutely necessary. But here's the real debate. Will Otani ever return to being a dominant pitcher again? We all know how special he is as a two-way player, but let's be honest, rehabbing from another major surgery is no joke. If he can continue to be one of the most dangerous hitters in the league without the strain of pitching, would the Dodgers even want to risk it? Some experts are already speculating that his days as a full-time pitcher could be numbered. If the Dodgers are winning, cruising at the top of the NL West, and getting elite pitching from guys like Yamamoto and Glasnow, what incentive do they have to rush Otani back to the mound? Dave Roberts made it clear that the decision to delay his rehab was strategic, a calculated slow play. And I agree. If the team is dominating, why risk forcing an early return? But at the same time, if Otani isn't pitching this year, what does that mean for 2025? Will he ever be the same again? Could this be the beginning of the end for Otani as a starting pitcher? I want to hear your thoughts, Dodgers fans. Barry Bonds drops a bombshell about Otani. Now, let's talk controversy. Barry Bonds decided to speak about Shohei Otani and modern baseball, and as always, his statements are dividing opinions. Bonds said that Otani has it much easier than he did because, in his time, pitchers wouldn't let hitters feel comfortable at the plate. In his words, Otani wouldn't be hitting that many home runs in my day without seeing a pitch go straight to his ear. And if he tried stealing bases, his knee would get taken out. In other words, Bonds is basically saying baseball has gotten softer compared to his era. And look, I kind of get his point. Baseball has changed, and pitchers today avoid retaliating the way they used to. But let's be real, Otani is a generational talent, and it's not his fault that the game has evolved, right? But here's something to think about. Would Otani have thrived in Bonds' era? Would he have been able to put up these insane numbers if pitchers were constantly throwing at him? Or is this just another case of a former player reminiscing about the past, claiming their time was tougher? And if Bonds is right, does that mean we should put an asterisk next to modern-day offensive stats? I'm not so sure. But one thing's for sure, Otani is rewriting the history books, and no amount of back-in-my-day talk is going to change that. What do you guys think? Do you agree with Bonds, or is he just being that grumpy old man who thinks his era was the best? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Warning, Will Smith could have issues this season. Before we wrap up, I need to talk about a name that could be concerning. Will Smith. Our catcher has been dealing with an injury since last summer, and sources say he never fully addressed it in the offseason. What does that mean? That this issue might persist throughout the entire season. Now, I know some of you will say, but Victor, he hit a home run and threw a guy out at second yesterday. And I say, yes, he's a warrior, but that doesn't mean this injury won't come back to haunt him later in the season. The Dodgers need to monitor this closely because losing Smith for an extended period would be a tough blow. Let's not forget that catching is one of the most physically demanding positions in the game. The constant squatting, blocking pitches, and taking foul balls off the mask, it all takes a toll. If Smith is already dealing with something lingering from last year, how long before it becomes a real problem? And what's the backup plan if he has to miss time? Austin Barnes is solid defensively, but can he handle everyday duties if necessary? This is something to keep an eye on as the season progresses. Closing. So, Dodgers Nation, what do you think about these updates? Are the Dodgers making the right call by holding Otani back from pitching? Will he ever be the same on the mound again, or are his days as an ace numbered? Does Barry Bonds have a point about baseball being easier nowadays? And should we be worried about Will Smith? Drop your thoughts in the comments because I want to hear from you. And don't forget, subscribe to latest Los Angeles Dodgers news, hit that like button, and turn on notifications so you never miss a video. Until next time, and as always, go Dodgers! Blue Circle Baseball Fire!